Good morning, everyone. This is CAD 212, Class 20 on Wednesday, April 20th. Today in class, we're going to review our sheets that are needed for our final project. We're going to talk about color schemes, what they are, and how to create them. And important dates for you to remember is Monday, May 2nd. Your project is due at noon. And on Wednesday, May 4th, it's your final exam from 9 a.m. to noon. Let's go ahead and jump into class today with our sheet review. These are the sheets that you'll need for your final project. All of them will come from just your renovation model. You'll create a G101, a G102 with your vicinity map, table of contents, door, window, and room schedules. You'll have A101 site plan, an A201, 202, and 203. For your first, second, and third floor. Your A301 will include elevations. A321 will include your building sections, and your A801 will include your interiors, your first floor interiors plan, your usage plan, which we'll create today, and renderings. We'll go into this in a little bit more detail next week, but today we're going to concentrate on creating our color schemes. In order to create the color schemes, we have all the steps laid out here, which is you want to duplicate the view first, and then you're going to want to rename that to first floor plan usage. We'll learn how to create it, change colors, and how to create a legend on that today. So let's go ahead and jump into Revit. I'll pick this project right here. Okay, this looks very nice. We have interiors. One thing that kind of jumps out at me right away is that we have our elevation markers in the middle of our drawing. So before you bring these to a sheet, go ahead and move these out of the way so they don't show up on your sheet when you create it. And then, as you know, just highlight those and move those back. So let's take a quick look at this. Yeah, looks very nice. No walkthroughs or renderings yet. I look forward to seeing that because that should be very interesting with this layout. All right, so let's jump into today's lecture. Let's go to our regular level 1. In order to do our areas, we do need to have our room tags all done already. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to duplicate my level 1. And now I have my regular level 1, and I have my level 1. I'm going to rename that. This is level 1 usage. And everything I'm going to be doing right now is going to be my level 1 usage. So I'm going to go to my architecture tab, room and area panel in my room tag tool. Let's just throw in a bunch of tags because we need that done. Okay, so I've got everything laid out. Let me change some of the names of these. Oop, I'm a little too far. Let's cancel back out of that. No, I don't want any changes. Too many clicks again. Cancel out of that. No changes. go. All right, so we've got everything with a bunch of different names, and that's going to be associated with the different colors that are going to be placed in each one of these rooms. So in order to do that, we're going to jump to Architecture tab, back to our Room and Area panel, and let's do the drop down here, and let's go to Color Schemes. So we're going to change this category to Rooms. Notice when I do that, all the rooms that I've created here with the different names are now associated with different colors. We have our bathroom. We have two classrooms because they're spelled differently. One is a capital C, one is a lowercase c. So make sure that all your rooms, if they're supposed to be in the same category together, they're grouped in the same category together. And then we have these different colors that are associated with them. These are just the default ones that pop up. You can change the colors. These colors look pretty similar here. Let's change this one. We'll just click on that. If we want it to be green, we'll just pick on the color that we want it to be, and then we can change the intensity of that color. I'll hit OK, and notice that that color has changed to the color we want it to be. So we'll go ahead and hit apply and OK, but it didn't do anything over here. So what we'll need to do is go back to our properties, scroll down to color schemes, change this to rooms and name. And now when we hit OK, that's going to populate that information in here for our color scheme. So that's looking really nice. This is nice to show the client. It's just a quick visual that they can see that all this space right here would be open rooms, whatever it's classified out. What we only have, there's one classroom like this, one classroom like this, a large lab, and then they can see the circulation and the stairs. So just another way to classify all the space. We can also add a legend to this. So we'll go to our Annotate tab. We'll go all the way to the right for our color fill panel, and we'll get our color fill legend, and we'll click on that. And we'll bring that down here. And then we have that laid out nicely. If you don't like this location of it, you can move that location. Let's say we'll put it here. And then I'll just grab this node and I can change the shape of that. I want it to lay like that. So you can move and shape this in different ways. If you want. So this will be on a separate sheet from our other sheet. And then we'll talk about that a little bit more in depth in the next class. One thing I do want you to notice here is that we do have our level 1 usage. If we go back to our other level 1s, regular level 1, that's still empty, and level 1 interior, it doesn't have that usage scheme on it either, which is why it's so important to always create that, duplicate that view first. It is one of the things that I tend to forget, and then I have to go back and do it. So make sure you always duplicate this first, duplicate whatever level that you're on, and that way when you create your usage, it'll stay particular to this scheme. When we talk about sheets next week, we'll talk about hiding all this information, because when we create our sheets, we don't necessarily need all this stuff to show, especially for, we don't need our parking to show for our usage scheme or our interiors. So we'll talk a little bit more about visibility graphics next week and how to hide these as we create our sheets. So that's it for today. Have a great weekend, and I will see you Monday.